Good morning, good morning. Good morning, everybody. Uh, we're expecting a pretty crazy day today. Pretty crazy day. So I think what's going on right now, as we look back to yesterday, the market has already factored in some bad news. So things could actually get worse than what they are now. But what it's going to do is present an opportunity to buy. So today's going to be crazy. Now, for those of you that don't know, we have CPI data that's coming out, also known as Consumer Price Index, lets us know where we are as far as inflation as a consumer, right? Because we know when we go out to the grocery stores, we look at the prices of houses, we look at the prices of everyday goods, right? You go to Walmart, whatever you're going in there to buy today is not gonna be the same price as it was. I mean, for some things, not even last month. Okay, so we're gonna be getting January CPI data. It's gonna be posting today at 8:30. So core CPI we're expecting 0.3%, and year over year we're expecting 2.5%. Now here's what I think. I think that if we come in right at a line, then either we're gonna be flat or we could potentially see a slow melt up. If the numbers come in worse than expected, then guess what? It's not gonna be good. If we come in better than what we're expecting, then I think the market is gonna go absolutely ballistic to the upside. Okay. So if you're coming in right now, please hit that thumbs up so we can fight this algorithm. I think everybody's on the edge of their seats right now. And the reason why I say that is because this is going to be the determining factor for a lot for the rest of this year, not just right now. So I expect things to come in right in alignment. If I had to make a guess, because this is just it's just too big to even showcase numbers that are worse than they need to be. So we know that there's manipulation that goes on. We all know that. We know manipulation goes on. And so the goal here is for us to bring those interest rates down, right? We want those interest rates to come down. And so if anything goes against the grain with this CPI data, it's not going to be good, and the market is going to factor everything in. Okay. So at the bare minimum, I think they're going to show something that's going to come in right in alignment. Now, I'm interested to see how the market is going to react to anything that happens, right? Anything that goes against the grain, in my perspective, of these interest rates is not going to be good. So let me know in the comments, guys. What do you guys expect the CPI numbers to come in today? We'll put this in the chat. For me, I think we're coming in right as expected. Okay, year over year, I think we'll be about 2.5. Core CPI 0.3% is what I'm looking at as well. So let me know in the comments what you guys expect those CPI numbers to be. I'm interested to see what everybody thinks, what your thought process is. If things come in right where they're supposed to be, what do you think happens with the market if we get uh, a point two core CPI? What do you think happens? Right? I want to know what you guys think. It's not all about what I think. I do think that things are gonna come in right in alignment with what we're expecting. There's just too much on the table right now. Even if the numbers aren't gonna be the best, I think they have to present it in a way where it's gonna come in alignment. This is a make or break day. I mean, this is big data right here. Now, the last time we had CPI numbers come in, I think the market digested that is I mean pretty good overall. But this is the big one. This is the big one. This is January CPI. It's gonna let us know how we're starting the year off. So let me know in the comments. Let me know what you guys think. Are we going to be going? I'm gonna type this up for you guys. Are we going up or down today in the stock market? I want to know. I want to know what you guys think. Just put that in there. Now, there are some things that I'm going to be looking at. So I'm also going to be looking at, the bond yields. I'm going to be looking at the way that the Qs are going to react. So if you guys don't know what that is, the NASDAQ. So I'm going to be looking at that. I'm going to be paying attention to the SPY. It's going to be a crazy day. So if you're just coming in, hit that thumbs up. I greatly would appreciate it so we can continue to grow this channel, guys. All right, CPI numbers. This is it. This is for all the marbles right here to start this year off. So I know we're in February. We're going to be getting January data today. And so, oh man, it's going to be rocky. Now, also, yesterday, I think the job numbers weren't necessarily a reflection. I'm sorry, the market wasn't necessarily a reflection of those job numbers. I think that what's factored into that is what could potentially happen today in 16 minutes. So I think that's what all of this ruckus for the markets is all about. It's all about what's going to happen today. So in the comments, guys, let me know what do you think is going to happen. You think those CPI numbers are coming right in the line? Do you think we go a little bit above? All right, so it looks like we got a comment. Aaliyah Miller. I don't know what you're saying there. I can't see it, but I appreciate your comment. Big day, guys. Please hit that thumbs up as you guys come in. Appreciate it. So I am still going to be trading SoFi today. So I've been trading SOFX yesterday. Yeah, things didn't. Yeah, for some reason I still can't read the comment. Let's see if I can. Let's see. Appreciate the comment, Aaliyah Miller, 1768. Not sure why I can't see it, but appreciate the comment. Let me create a poll. I'm interested what you guys think. Do numbers come in as expected? So CPI numbers come in as expected. All right, so we got a poll started. So see what you guys think. Do those CPI numbers come in as expected? Okay. Let's see. So it looks like somebody said no. Well, I want to know what you what you think those numbers are gonna be. Somebody says no. Man, this is gonna be crazy, man. This is gonna be a crazy day. And on a day like this, you never know what to expect. Now, I will say this. If you're going to be front running something like this, which I don't do any front running, I have, and like I said yesterday, I've been day trading for since what 2012, something like that. Last 5 years, I've been pretty like very profitable, and I think that I think that front running this thing would have been very dangerous. Um, if you are going to front run, I would have actually bought a stock and then set myself up to sell a covered call. And the reason why I would do that is sometimes when you front run things like this, even if you were to do, if you were to buy a call and a put at the same price, right? And let's say things go flat, right? The market doesn't do anything. Now you're gonna lose money on a call and a put, right? So this is why if I were to front run this thing, I would be buying the stock outright, even if it's a leverage ETF, and then I would be selling a cover call. Um, Now, obviously, you have to have 100 shares of something, but front running this type of day right here is just crazy. It's just crazy. It's just too much that can happen, and man, I just don't know. And then remember too, whatever the first move is gonna be, may not be the initial move throughout the duration of the day. So this is one of those instances where it's very, very, very risky to be front running something like this. Okay. So again, I'm going to ask you guys in the chat: Is this a day you would front run? Let me know. Let me know in the chat, guys. Interested to get you guys' take on this. So if you're just coming in, we have a poll asking, you know, is the market going up? Are we going up? Are we going down? Also, do you think that the CPI numbers are gonna come in alignment? Let me know. So we got all kind of questions for you. Is this a day that you would front run? Are we going up or down? Do you think we come in right in alignment? Um, Let me know what you guys think. Crazy day. This is gonna be a crazy day. Now, right now, I am still in. I don't know if you guys can see my screen. Yeah, you can. So right now, I am still in SOFX from yesterday. I don't even have 100 shares of it, but again, SoFi is severely undervalued, and so this is something I don't mind holding for a little longer period of time. And once we get 100 shares on SOFX, guess what? I'm gonna be selling covered calls. Take my money if it continues to keep falling, and use that same money to invest in something else, or maybe buy a little bit more shares. But let me know what your plans are today. What are you guys gonna be trading? Okay. So let me see if I can figure out why I can't see the comment that Aaliyah has put on there. See why this is happening. No, that's weird. All right. All right, guys. So we got about 9 minutes. 9 minutes until it's judgment time, right? 9 minutes. So if you're just coming in, please hit that thumbs up. We have a poll. Do CPI numbers come in as expected? Yes or no? Also asking, are we going up or down today? And is this the day that you would be front running? So for example, you bought, some calls or some puts yesterday leading up to today. Now, we talked about why that's risky, right? You got that premium burn if things go flat and things come in as expected, the market really has no reaction. That's a risk. Again, the only way I would be front running this thing is buying a stock outright, even if it's maybe a leverage ETF, um, and then setting myself up for cover calls to the downside. Now, obviously, again, you need 100 shares to sell cover calls, but man, this is gonna be a crazy, crazy day. And the anticipation for me is crazy. I mean I can't lie to you guys. I'm over here, underarms are sweating, hands are starting to sweat. I'm ready for this day. I waited all day for this moment. So is this a day? Mimi, huh? Maybe. Oh, I don't know what you're saying. MHCJ1GZ. You say Mimi? Not sure what that means. Okay. But I appreciate the comment though. I appreciate you engaging with me. Um 7 minutes, guys. 7 minutes. 7 minutes in this go time. Okay. So let's see where we are now. So the SPY is pretty flat. Stock Mimi. Stock Mimi. Okay. Stock Mimi. So right now the SPY is pretty flat. Pre-market down 0.19%. Nvidia is down 0.4%. And so somebody said no. So do CPI numbers come in as expected? Okay, so you say no. Do you think they're gonna come in uh below or higher? What do you think? So South African 101. Hey, what's going on? Thanks for thanks for coming in. Now, the crazy thing is Nvidia has been the stock that's kept this entire market up this particular week. I've seen Microsoft having some pullbacks. Oddly enough, the worst day this week, Google was actually up when everything was down. So Google and Nvidia are what's been keeping the markets up this particular week. But we'll see how they do after after we get the verdict here in 6 minutes. So crazy, crazy, man. This is gonna be a crazy day. So if you're just coming in, please hit that like button. I appreciate it. All right, let's see what else is going on. So Palantir right now is down 1.5%. Now this thing is getting towards those levels we talked about the other day, right? So we talked about some levels that we could see again. And it's crazy when we talk Palantir, we talk SoFi, all of these hot stocks that came out with great numbers, they're taking a hit. So stocks like these that we're talking about, even Robinhood, if things go in our favor today to the upside, these stocks are gonna absolutely explode. Okay, so I'm just waiting to see what's gonna happen. Let's see. Let's take a look at MicroStrategy. So MicroStrategy is up 2.27%. That could be a sign that that's what people are gonna be going to crypto if things don't go in our favor. So always kind of paying attention to what's going on here. Let's see what Google's doing. So they're down about 0.5%. So we got to keep our eye on these big tech stocks. They're gonna tell us a lot. Now the overall Qs. Let's see what's going on. 0.23. Now, what platform do you use to trade on? So I'm using this is Webull. This is Webull right here. But I use different platforms. I actually just started using the SoFi one. That one kind of reminds me of Robinhood. It's kind of like a easy to use, but Webull is the one I use on my desktop. I've used Moomoo before. Moomoo is nice. It's just a lot. It seems like there's a lot that goes on that one. Just too much that goes on for me. Um, Interactive Brokers I know is a good one. But yeah, Webull I think is pretty techy, but it's just techy enough to where it's still simple and easy to learn. Um, but there's a lot more advanced platforms you can use out there. Charles Schwab is one that's really good on technical analysis. Um, Somebody says I'm on Robinhood. Okay, yeah, that one's nice too. I still use Robinhood from time to time. I actually I actually have been doing their retirement fund for a couple of years now. So I think they give you 1% for everything you put in. Now, at one point they had a deal where I think they were giving you like 2%. But yeah, Robinhood is good too. You can't go wrong with that. The only thing about the Robinhood one, and it has nothing to do with trading stocks, is that they started to put this online betting on there. And I think that can be problematic for a lot of people that don't have discipline. So that's the only thing that I don't like about it. But there's something that I don't like about all of the platforms, right? So, you know, there's gonna be some give and take there. So if you're just coming in, please hit that thumbs up. If you got any questions, ask me any questions you want. It could be about anything, doesn't matter. So we're just waiting to see what these CPI numbers are gonna be. This is gonna be a crazy day, guys. Right. So I'm getting everything set to see exactly when those numbers are gonna come out. It's a lot on the table today. A lot at stake today. Point three, man. I would like to see a point two. What would you guys like to see? I would like to see a point two. If we could come in even under 2.5 on the year over year, that would be good too. But the year over year to me as a everyday consumer doesn't really mean anything because when we look at how much things have gone over the last couple of years, for example, eggs, you could get them for a couple dollars. Now, some places I've seen them $7, $8. So the year over year for me, like looking back at last year this time, okay, if the eggs were 5 or $6, okay, like the thing for me is what's really happening in the long run. So for me, looking at those numbers really doesn't do anything for me. But we want to see some progress, right? We want to make it seem like we're really doing much better, but we know when we go to the stores, when we go to Walmart and Target and wherever else it is we go, we know that the numbers just don't add up, right? So, all right, it's 8:30. It looks like the Qs are going up, but I'm not seeing anything that has come out yet. Let's see. So, don't see anything that's come out yet. I'm assuming that maybe the numbers are good because things are moving up. See what the SPY's doing. SPY's up about 0.16%. And maybe it's just doing that in the meantime. Everybody's getting their money ready, front running this thing, is what it seems like to me. But as of right now, I do not see any numbers that have come out. Let's see, January, still no numbers yet. Come on, numbers, come on. Still nothing yet. Yeah, they still haven't come out with the numbers yet. But should be coming out in just a second here. So I appreciate you guys for hanging out with me, man. I really appreciate it. Almost flagged me because I was kind of day trading. I didn't know you can't on Robinhood unless you are a cash setting. Do you day trade or you into dividend? So I'm into all of them. So I'm into day trading. I'm into dividends as well. So I have different accounts for different reasons. But yeah, you gotta have a cash account for Robinhood if you're gonna be just going willy nilly trading. If you don't have $25,000 in your account, but if you have $25,000, you can day trade with the margin account. So egg prices don't matter. I got 12 chickens, man. I know that's right. I actually had no. We How many chickens did we have? We had 6 chickens, and the raccoons ate them all. So they picked them off one by one, and they were even so strong. We had chicken wiring covering them, uh, not even staple nailed to the frame, and they tore it off and ate our chickens. Just straight crazy. No, 25K. Yeah, yeah. It's always some sort of way to keep people from doing what needs to be done. So see. CPI numbers. Come on, numbers. I know they're out, but it's not reflecting on the there we go. So latest CPI for all items rise 0.2% in January. So the index for items less okay. So yeah, it looks like it did come out. Alright. So let me read this out to you guys. So the consumer price index for all urban consumers increased 0.2%, which was better than expected, it looks like. On a seamlessly adjusted basis in January, the U.S. Bureau of Labor Statistics reported today over the last 12 months, the all items index increased 2.4%. Okay. The index for shelter rose 0.2% in January and was the largest factor in the all items monthly increase. The food index increased 0.2% over the month and did the food at home index, while the food away from home index rose 0.1%. These increases were partially offset by index for energy, which fell 1.5% in January. Now, the index for all items less food and energy rose 0.3% in January. Indexes that increased over the month include airline fares, personal care, recreation, medical care, and communication. The indexes for used cars and trucks, household furnishings and operations, and motor vehicle insurance were among the major indexes that decreased in January. The all items index rose 2.4% for the 12 months ending January after rising 2.7% for the 12 months ending December. The all items less food energy index rose 2.5% over the last 12 months. The energy index decreased 0.1% for the 12 months ending January. The food index increased 2.9% over the last year. So it looks like year over year, we're at 2.4%. So that came in better than expected. And then, um, where's the core CPI? Uh, so yeah, guys, it looks like the numbers came in better than expected. Um, but we don't know what's gonna happen, man. Nvidia is up, was up, then now it's kind of coming down. Yeah, you just don't know how to play this stuff. This is gonna be an interesting day. SoFi had a nice pop up too. Now it's coming down. Are you still using the wheel strategy? What's your take on credit spreads? Yeah, I still use a wheel strategy. Um, Mostly my wheel strategies have been on stocks like your Robin Hoods, your SoFis. Uh, Sometimes I'll dibble or dabble running the wheel strategy on Neo, but credit spreads. I'll say this. So credit spreads, I listen. I do those. I'm not even gonna front, but I like to go way out of the money. So if I'm selling, if I'm doing a put credit spread, let's say right now the SPY is at, where is the SPY at? The SPY is at 681. So I may go a month out, which is gonna give me enough room to do what I need to do, but then I would have sold at, let's say, 650, something like that, something that gives me wiggle room to really do something with. Verizon has been on my best dividends. Anyone like you? Uh yeah, Verizon is a good one. For dividends, I've been in SCHD a lot lately. Um SCHD, I don't know, man. It's not even really about the hype, but SCHD is one of them. Uh, Coca Cola, I'll do a little bit of Coca Cola as well. Verizon, you can never go wrong with Verizon. Um, AT&T was a good one for a while, but yeah, their numbers have been off a little bit for me lately. Um, yeah, there's a lot of good dividend stocks. I'm trying to think of more that I have. Yeah, my dividend portfolio is pretty big too. What else do you guys invest in? Just interested to see what you guys invest in. So yeah, if you just coming in, those CPI numbers have come out. Um, the market almost seems like it doesn't know what to do. So yeah, that it looks like they came in better than expected. So I'm expecting the market to end positive at the start of the bill. We probably could have a slight dip before people start to buy things up, but yeah, it's gonna be a crazy day. See see what see if SoFi has done anything more to the upside. So yeah, SoFi is pretty flat. Let's see what Palantir is doing. Yeah, I mean, it had everything's had a nice initial pop, but I think what's going on right now is everything is trying to come together when we think about what's happened this week. When we think about the jobless claims numbers and unemployment numbers, everything is being factored in right now. Yeah, Palantir is pretty flat right now. Let's see what Alphabet's doing. Yeah, all of the charts look pretty much the same across the board right now. Yeah, everything's looking the same. So we're pretty flat right now. Yeah, sometimes, as a trader, you want to see some sort of movement. Doesn't matter if it's up and down. Doesn't matter if you're going long and it goes short. Sometimes you just want to see some sort of movement. So let's see what that brings us to with SOFX for today. So it looks like we made a little bit of progress. So now we're only down $6.50 on the day. So yeah, we'll see what happens. But long term, long term, I think SoFi is definitely gonna be well above the $60 range. I think that thing is beaten down severely. And like I said yesterday, it had, and I get it. SoFi is in the business of crypto now, and they want to make money on those trades. Not only that, they want to be able to house as much of your money as they can, right? Said I need more SoFi. I'm new to stock. I got 10 shares. Hey, that's a good start. But I'll say this, right? I don't give financial advice. I can't give financial advice. But for me myself, if I'm getting into SoFi, right? I think now is one of the best times, and I don't know when you bought your shares, but now is like the best time. And at some point, numbers like this, $19 or whatever it is right now, we're never gonna see those numbers again. Okay, we're talking about a company that's coming off a quarter where they made $1 billion. You know, they got the student loan part of the business. They got banking. They got personal loans. They're in crypto. They are in retirement. I mean, they got everything going on. They got everything set the right way. And so when you look at the positive forecast for the company, when you look at the profit they've been able to make, and I remember when people only looked at it as just they looked at it as just a student loan company and how quickly they proved that that was wrong, right? So long term, SoFi is going to be a heavy hitter. Okay. So what else are you investing in? I know you said you're new to the whole stock game. Bought in at $26 to 19. Oh yeah, yeah. You'll be fine. You'll be fine. And the thing about SoFi is it's still at that volatile point right now. So when you think about a traditional banking stock, they're normally pretty stable for the most part. Um, like a Bank of America, a Chase. Chase is a little bit more volatile than Bank of America because their name is always, in the tabloids. City is a good bank to invest in as well. Got some shares in that. What else is another good one? Wells Fargo for me, their practices over the last decade or so hasn't necessarily been the best. So their stock takes a hit at will, right? So you think everything's going good, and then some news will come out about something dirty that they've done, and the stock will take a hit. So, but yeah, I look at SoFi as a banking stock. That's the only way that I can look at it. I know a lot of people look at it as just a fintech stock, but I'm looking at this thing as a serious contender. All right, so we got Nvidia going back up a little bit. So it's back to positive on the day. So the key the key stocks to look at today are going to be Nvidia, Apple, Microsoft, and Google. So those are going to be the heavy hitters for the day. Those are the stocks that carry a lot of the weight. Okay, see what Rocket Lab's doing. So, and Rocket Lab is positive on the day so far. But again, we got another 45 minutes before this stock market starts, man. 45 minutes. So, yeah, this is going to be an interesting day. So, if you're just coming in, please hit that thumbs up. We appreciate it. We're trying to grow this channel, man, so we can do this every single day, man. This is something I've been wanting to do for a very long time. And for those of you that don't know, I've got a family of six, right? I got four kids, and now that they're starting to get a little bit older, everybody's pretty much in school now, so I'm able to kind of do things like this. Um, so yeah, man, this is one of my dreams right here. So for those of you that are just coming in, CPI numbers, and we'll adjust the actual results that came in, but CPI numbers look like they came in better than expected. And it looks like the market initially took it well, and then it kind of went flat. So, wait, it says reported. CPI rose 0.3. No, that was from December. So yeah, we're came in at point 0.2 and then 2.4 for January. It hadn't updated on Google yet, but yeah, honestly I would have expected more movement from the market so far, but like I said, I think everything is starting to kind of kind of work itself out between the jobless claims and the unemployment that came in. And then yesterday we also had home sales as well. So there was a lot that happened this week. All right, so let me update that. Let me update the results for CPI at the bottom there. So just give me a second to do that. So January CPI, I'm gonna change that to results. CPI results. So if you're just coming in to talk about anything you want to talk about, anything you want to ask me, just put it in the comments there. So core CPI results came in at 0.2. 0.2 year over year. Came in at 2.4, so cooler than expected. All right, so we got all of the results. So core CPI, we got year over year. And yeah, man, I honestly, like I just said, I think the markets should be moving a lot more than what they are. But I think that when the bell rings, we're gonna see some serious volatility. And I think the day is more than likely going to end positive unless there's some bad news that comes out about tariffs or something like that. You know, those tariff numbers always come in just randomly for some reason. I don't know why. It's like when everything's going good, here comes something about some tariffs or something. You guys ever notice that? Crazy. So if you're just coming in, please hit that thumbs up. Appreciate you for being here. Um, Let me know how you think this day is gonna end. I'm gonna update the poll because sometimes that initial move doesn't mean anything, right? Doesn't necessarily mean anything. So let's go ahead and get another poll going. So we're gonna end this one and then we're gonna start another one. So does the day end green or red today? That's the poll that we're putting in there. So again, we know that the CPI numbers came in cooler, or also known as better than expected. So overall, what does that mean? That means that we have a better chance that somebody said no. Okay, so we have a better chance that those numbers for I'm sorry, that the interest rates are going to be coming down. So it puts us in a better position. Now, I'm interested to see. So there's a website that lets us know the probability on if interest rates are gonna come down the next time. So I'm gonna go to their website and see what it says. So I usually type in probability of interest rates, interest rate cut. And so there's a website that's called uh, cmegroup.com. And then they have this indicator called the Fed Watch. And so right now, it looks like for the next one, man, why is it showing like this? So it looks like for the next one, there's a 90% chance that they're going to reduce them down 25 basis points according to that data that just came out today. So, yeah, that'll be great. That'll be great if we can get that. Now, a lot of people think that there should be a 50 basis point reduction, but yeah, we'll see what happens. Okay. All right, so it looks like Rocket Labs is moving up a little bit more. The SPY is back to being positive. See what else is going on. Now, QuantumScape looks to be up 1%. Now, QuantumScape had his earnings that came out this week, took a beating, but I think now is a good opportunity to get in. What's the site again? So let me put it in. Give me 1 second. I'll see if I can share it on here. Let's see. Probability. Let me get it for you. Of interest rate cut. I was looking at it on my phone, but let's see. It is CME Group. Control C. Got all this stuff that's popping up. So 90%, 90% no change. Yeah, I think this thing hadn't been updated yet. So it's showing two different things on my. All right, let me send it to you in the chat. So this is the site that'll tell you the probability of the interest rates going up or down. Now it's showing. But I don't think that's accurate for March 20th. So this thing is saying now it's showing, okay, so there's a 9% chance that they would reduce, and then there's a 90% no change. I don't think that's right. I think after today that thing's gonna go down. So March 18th is when we'll know what's gonna happen with interest rates. But again, I don't think this is right. So they're showing that there is a 9% chance that they'll reduce, 90% chance that they're not going to do anything, and a 0% chance that they're going to actually hike those rates. So yeah, I don't think that's right. But hey, we'll see what happens over the next couple of weeks. Maybe that'll change. We'll see. But yeah, so anytime you want to know what the probability is, you can go there, check that out. That's one of the tools that I use to kind of keep up with it. And in a lot of sense, it's pretty accurate. It's I've never seen it not be spot on. I mean, I'm sure people that have been paying attention longer than me have seen it be wrong, but yeah, that's the tool you'll use right there to see what the probability is. And this morning, my wife and I were talking at 4 this morning. We rolled over, we were asleep, and we just started talking about how high things are, and we were talking about the housing market too. And one of the things that we discovered is normally you could get a basic 1,500 square foot house for a certain price, but up the street there's this company, and I think I mentioned this maybe a few streams ago. there's a company that builds houses, and what they're doing now as a base house is like 500 square foot houses. They used to be like 1,500 square foot as an average default. Now for the same price, you're gonna buy a house that's 500 square feet. It's just crazy. I've also seen neighborhoods that they're building of these tiny houses that are like 500 to 750 square feet. So the world as we know it has changed a lot, and this is what people can afford. Just crazy, crazy times that we're living in. All right, so if you're just coming in, you guys can ask me any questions you want. Anything about stocks, what I use, what I do as a day-to-day job, whatever it is you want to ask me about anything. Okay. So if you don't know, CPI numbers came out. Core CPI came in at 2.2%. Year over year came in at 2.4%. Somebody says I'm in Phoenix, Arizona, and prices up. Yeah, I know. I actually have an uncle that lives there, and he's actually a realtor. And he was talking about how high the prices have gone, and how much harder it is to get people to um look at homes, let alone buy one, because the prices are so high. Now I do understand that Phoenix at one point had an influx of residents come from California, so their dollar can kind of match or exceed Phoenix to a certain extent. And even where I am, I'm in Indianapolis, right? I'm in Indianapolis, and a lot of people from New Jersey and New York can come here and easily buy a house because the money that they make supersedes the money that most people here make. Now I'm in tech, so um that kind of enables me to do a little bit more than what the average person here can do. But yeah, the prices are crazy, man. And my wife and I actually looked. So within the next, I would say 7 years, we're looking to move, right? Florida was on the list, but we kind of narrowed it down from Florida to and I know this is gonna sound crazy, but it's the weather that we're willing to pay for. So Phoenix is on the list because we have family there, but then we also thought about California, and I know the prices are high across the board for Florida. They're high across the board for Phoenix and California, but we're just tired of where we live at right now. The weather is just crazy, and this winter has just been a reminder. Like we don't want to be here any longer. We don't want to be here any longer, but we understand that our older kids are going to high school and they want to graduate with their friends, and they've got things that they're involved in. And so after they graduate, we gonna be up out of here. So Florida, I've been hearing a lot of nightmares about people wanting to sell their houses. Along with that, the prices are super high, but the people can't afford to buy housing there. So it's like you want to pay for good weather, but it comes at what expense, right? So it's just unfortunate, man. It's just very unfortunate, and a lot of people will say, "Hey, where I can remember when interest rates were, X amount in the '80s, right? I think it was 20 or 30%. I can't remember the exact interest rate, which was high. Yeah, I understand that, and maybe the ways that people made back then wasn't necessarily the greatest either. But when we think about what's going on now with this hyperinflation, so you've got high interest rates and high prices, you know, it's just crazy. No time change in Arizona. Oh yeah. So you guys are on uh is it Mountain Standard Time? So you're in Tucson, Arizona is my hometown, but U of A is doing good. Housing is nuts. Yeah. Yeah, Tucson is. So would you say Tucson is more affordable than Phoenix is? Because I've been hearing about a lot of people saying that they want to go to Tucson from Phoenix. Yeah, yeah. Tucson. I actually have a buddy that's an author. I don't know if you guys have heard him. His name is Sylvester McNutt. Pretty big time, all selling, all time, whatever they call all selling author. He uh he lives in the Phoenix area, I think somewhere, and he was talking about how high those prices are there too, and he was, I think, at some point considered going further south. I don't know if that meant going to Tucson, but yeah, man, it's just crazy everywhere. And the interesting thing is this: when I first moved here to Indianapolis, the studio apartments here were going for $400 or $500 a month, right? And we're talking about 9 years ago, and I have to factor that in. Now, those same studio apartments, which are like 400 square feet, are going for like $1,600, $1,700. It's just crazy, man. So you also have to factor in the taxes everywhere have gone absolutely through the roof too. So even at a local level, we're looking at state, federal taxes have gone absolutely crazy. The house I'm in now, we bought this house. I want to say it was back in 2020 or 2021. Now our mortgage is $600 more than it was than when we first got it. Okay, so Maricopa City is a small city that shows growth outside Phoenix. Okay, I haven't heard of that one. I'll have to look that one up. Had to look that one up. We write that one down. Maricopa. So one thing I have heard about Tucson and Phoenix, and I wouldn't know, but I've also heard that there's supposed to be a water shortage or something, and a lot of people are going to Tucson because maybe they have access to more water or something. I don't know. I've been hearing all kind of crazy stuff going on about Arizona and their housing market. So if you guys are just coming in, please hit that thumbs up if you would. We're expecting a pretty volatile day in the market. So as of right now, the SPY is pretty flat, positive but flat. You can see it had that nice initial move up and then it's kind of consolidated. I think we can end the day pretty positive, but again, you just never know, man. You never know where this market is gonna go. So far, yeah. Hey, look at SoFi with a nice positive move. So if SoFi is moving up, I'm suspecting that Bitcoin is probably up too. So let's see. IonQ, XRP is up 1%. United Health has made a nice little move up. I think United Health should be up a lot more than what it is. Um, but with those numbers from that last earnings, I know why they're in the position they're in. So I actually started to buy some United Health as it fell. All right, so Bitcoin is up 1.23%. Yeah, Bitcoin. We gotta get back above 70,000, man. I think, like I said the other day, our breakthrough level for Bitcoin is to get a little bit above this range here, this 71.5. If we can do that, turn that into a strong level of support, I think we can get back to 75,000. But as far as is Bitcoin being in a crypto winner, I don't think so. I think until we get to 50,000 and below, this thing is not in the crypto winner. So you say Colorado River feed Phoenix and Nevada. Okay. So maybe I had it the opposite way. Maybe people were saying that about Tucson. I don't know. Shiba Inu is up 2%. Reddit right now, Reddit 4.5%. They must have had earnings or something that come out. See what's going on with them. Pinterest, Reddit as bullish tempo as firm evolves beyond user growth. So it looks like they may have came out with some numbers yesterday. Amazon. Amazon's doing pretty good. So I hope XRP grows. Yeah, XRP is one of those cryptocurrencies that when that thing gets hot, man, it goes crazy. Let's go back to XRP for a second. So I think its all-time high was near I want to say was it near $4? Let's go back to XRP. Just had it here. XRP. Let me just type it in. So yeah, right now XRP is sitting at $1.37. Bring this thing out, you can see this thing got as high as about 366. Now on some of the brokerages, I think this thing got closer to $4. But yeah, XRP obviously is yeah, in a nice little pullback here. You can see that somewhat of a double top came and the thing just sold off. So I do think that there's going to be some better opportunity for lower prices. But the name of the game for crypto is patience, man. It's hard. It's very, very hard to be patient when it comes to crypto. Very, very hard to be patient. So the reason why I like stocks overall better compared to crypto is because I can sell those covered calls. I can do some put credit spreads. I can do some call credit spreads. I can do a lot. Now, yes, there are ETFs that track the movement of Bitcoin overall, like BITO. There's one a Grace that's Grayscale has. You can do Mara, you can do Riot, you can do Hut 8 mining. There's all sorts of ways that you can kind of track the movement of Bitcoin with the stock. So for me, when I want to really go in on Bitcoin, I usually will go in with BITO, which is a ETF of Bitcoin. And again, I can sell covered calls. I can run my put credit spreads or whatever it is I want to do. So, sometimes buying a crypto outright can kind of go against your flexibility on what it is that you may want to do or you may normally do. But hey, it's basically what works best for you. Bought in at 260 and below on Robinhood, yeah. I mean, even at 260, you're talking about, what, 30% off his all-time high, whatever. And for me, my rule of thumb for myself is if it's something that I know that's going to be around for forever, right? Like a Google or Nvidia, Amazon, something like that. When they go down 10% or more, that's when I start buying because I know in the long run, that all-time high is going to be, a level of support once those things start running pretty good. So 10% off, I'll start to buy dollar cost average. For me, when it's 20%, at that particular point, yeah, I start going in a little bit heavier. Sit on it and forget it. Yeah, yeah. Set it and forget it. Yup, the terminology a lot of people use. Set it and forget it. All right, so for those of you just coming in, please hit that thumbs up. CPI numbers came in cooler than expected, so um, I'm expecting things to kind of change a little bit for this next Fed meeting that's going to be on March the 18th. So that's going to be the next interest rate decision. Now, between now and then, we are going to get some more economic data that's going to kind of uh, seal the deal on whether we're going to be getting an interest rate reduction or not. Um, and so I like to go to economic calendar. I like to type that in. So there is a website called Market Watch, and I usually look at the economic calendar from there to let me know when numbers are going to be coming out, which obviously helps you know when to trade, volatility possibly. And next week, next Wednesday, we have building permits, which not really gonna do anything. We got durable goods and advanced retail inventories for December. And then we have the Fed minutes from January coming out on Wednesday of next week, which the Fed minutes can add some volatility to the stock market, right? So Fed minutes is something that we're gonna be keeping our eye on for next Wednesday. Again, we're gonna get jobless claims again next week, next Thursday at 8:30. We are going to have some Fed speaking. We're gonna get pending home sales coming out again next Thursday. And then next Friday we have PCE. Now, PCE can be more impactful and volatile than CPI in a sense, depending on what's going on. And those PCE numbers are going to be coming out on next Friday. And so this is what the Federal Reserve uses as a gauge most of the time on what they're going to do with interest rates. So we thought today was a pretty big day. Next Friday is going to be another big day as well. So next Friday reaction is really going to be kind of a seal the deal for what we're going to be doing as far as interest rates. So next week, again, next Friday is going to be a very, very big day for interest rate decisions. Okay. So PCE numbers coming out next week. So we'll be here again talking about what's going to happen with the markets as well. Okay. So if you're just coming in, appreciate you guys. Please hit that thumbs up. If you haven't, trying to transition into doing this Monday through Friday. So appreciate you. All right. Now, if you're just coming in, we have a poll. Do you think today ends green or red? Now, we had that initial pop up to the upside, but does that mean anything, right? Sometimes we can get tricked. We can see things going up to start out the pre-market, and then as the day goes on, things start to tumble down, even with those cooler than expected numbers that came out today. So look at Palantir. We're back to kind of being flat right now. Neo is down 1.82%, one of our favorites on the channel. SoFi had a nice little pop up to 1949, and now it's come back down. Okay. Now, just subscribe. Best of luck today. Thanks for the information. Gotta run. All right. Appreciate you for being here. All right. Hope to see you sometime next week. All right. So, NVIDIA. It's flat for NVIDIA. 187.52 is where we are now. If the overall markets are going to be going to the upside today, I think that we have the possibility of going above 190. Now, NVIDIA, Google have been the two stocks that have kept this entire market up this week. So, yeah, interested to see how things are gonna play out, man. I think the market is gonna go overall where Nvidia, Google, and Apple are gonna go. So those are kind of the heavy hitters. You can also throw Microsoft in there as well. Microsoft doesn't necessarily carry the same weight that it normally has over the past several years, but everything is gonna be on the backs of Google and Nvidia today. The market's gonna go wherever those big tech stock go today. Okay, Palantir, yeah. I don't know, man. Palantir is starting to kind of get a little bit of dipping going. But see, the Qs right now are pretty flat, down 0.04%. So we got 13 minutes until the market opens. Okay, so yeah, I've been trading SOFX the last couple of days. You can see I'm down right now. Um, but we'll see what happens throughout the rest of the day. Okay. So appreciate you guys for being here. Let's go ahead and see what's going on with some more stocks. Uh, Rigetti. So Rigetti is one of those quantum computer related stocks. So there's a couple of different stocks that you can purchase if you want to get into some quantum computing. So we know quantum computing is going to be the future of the world, right? We also have QuantumScape. So QuantumScape is another good one. They had earnings this week. Stock fell pretty nicely. You can see, look at that dip. So we were at some point at the end of the year around $15, got as high as about $19. Now this thing is dipped to $7.72. And this is one of the lead players in the quantum computing space. Also, like I mentioned, I think Google is going to be the head honcho as it pertains to quantum computing on a large scale. I could see them potentially buying out a company like QuantumScape. I could see them buying out a company like Rigetti as well. And when we think about the state of quantum computing, right now things are fragile, right? The technology is fragile, but when we think about who's going to be telling AI what to do, it's going to be quantum computers. So as of right now, a lot of people are sleeping on it, but as we get more and more acclimated to the robotics world, right? We think about Tesla and the robot they have, you know, there's a lot of quantum computing that is going to need to be factored into this, telling these AI technologies what to do. Okay, so for those of you that are just coming in, please hit that thumbs up. Please let us know your thoughts as it pertains to this. To this. So we got CPI numbers that came in. For those of you that are just coming in, so yeah, does the day in green or red today? Guess I need to update that. So let me redo that. Does the day in green and green today? Sorry about that. So yeah, that's the new poll. Does today end green today is what we want to know. We got about 9 minutes until the market opens up. Interested to see what you guys think about the numbers that came out today. Appreciate all of you guys for hopping in with me and hanging out. But it's almost go time with the market. All right, so SOFX seems to be doing a little bit of something. All right, where is my charger? All right, guys. So if you guys are just coming in, appreciate you guys for tuning in. Please hit that thumbs up. So we had some CPI data that came out today, and the numbers came in cooler than expected. So I'm gonna be honest, I thought the market would move a little bit more than it did, and maybe it will a little bit later. But we'll see how things kind of pan out throughout the rest of the day. So right now, yeah, you can see everything is pretty flat. Now, although everything is flat, there was a point to where things were pretty red, right? So to see that come back is a pretty good sign. Right at the open, I would expect that there's gonna be a dip at the open, and then after that, we'll probably start to regain ourselves back to the upside. That's just kind of what I'm seeing. And that was the same thing I thought would happen yesterday. And it happened. It dipped, went up, and then at some point it sold all the way off. So hopefully it'll be the opposite, the complete opposite today. Okay. So maybe we dip and then continue to go up, or maybe we go up, dip, and then go up. But either way it go, I'm expecting. This is for me. This is not financial advice. I'm expecting things to kind of end on a positive note today, but that's just me. Okay. So let's see if I can take my own poll here. So does I'm gonna say yes. Well, it looks like I couldn't. Okay. All right. All right. So we got 6 minutes, guys. 6 minutes until the bell rings. CPI numbers came in better than expected or cooler than expected, depending on who you are. The market had a nice initial move to the upside. So now we're flat on the day. So now at one point this morning, the SPY was down to $678.55, and we've kind of worked our way back up since then. So overall today, I'm expecting things to end green. What do you guys think? Let me know with the poll that we have. Do you expect today to end green or red? So it's been a pretty choppy week today. Pretty choppy week. So again, if you're just coming in, please hit that thumbs up. We'd appreciate it. Um, so right now, Nvidia is up 0.32%. Nvidia and Google, I think, are going to be the names of the game today, since those are the biggest weighted stocks that we have. So I think the overall markets are going to go where the big tech stocks are going. So if you disagree with that, let me know what you think in the comments. Google right now is down 0.37%, ultimately pretty flat. Now, most of the charts for all of the stocks right now kind of look the same. It looks like they kind of were up, kind of went down into the pre-market, had an initial explosion up, and then there was been a little bit of selling, and now things are kind of consolidating. So most charts look like that right now. Some were a little bit more exaggerated, but they all kind of have that similar movement pattern. Let's see, SoFi, all right, it's back to being flat. You know, this is one of those stocks we love to talk about on this particular channel. And at the bottom, you'll see a ticker symbol that says SOFX. I've been trading this. This is a leverage ETF that tracks SoFi. So I want to say this is a 2x leverage that tracks SoFi. And this is what I've been trading the last couple of days. So right now on the day, I'm flat. So no action for me. At one point I was down a little bit trading for the day. Now we're back in a good light. So ultimately, yeah, we'll see how this day kind of turns out to be. Um, Let me know in the chat. Are you green on the day, red on the day? Do you expect this overall market to uh, kind of turn to the downside? Let me know what you guys expect. All right. and also hit that thumbs up. We greatly would appreciate it. We appreciate everybody that gave this live a thumbs up today. We really appreciate it. I also enjoy chatting back and forth with you guys. So if you come in, you have any questions, I'm answering any questions today. Appreciate you guys. All right, so we got about 3 minutes, a little less than 3 minutes before this market starts. And yeah, looks like we're still flat, man. I hope today's not a flat day. I hope there's going to be some sort of movement that takes place. I do not want to see this market just kind of open and stay flat. I really can't see it being like that. I think people are waiting to get them into a position. But today is going to be one of those days, man. Today is going to be one of those days because we didn't come in with expectations. So we were expecting CPI to be at 0.3%. We came in at 0.2. We expected year over year to be 2.5, and we came in at 2.4. So cooler than expected, which brings for hopefully better odds that we will be getting interest rate cuts in March. But as of right now, it's looking a little far-fetched, but I don't think that'll be the end-all be-all, right? So, we also have CPE numbers that are going to be coming out next Friday, which will probably kind of be the icing on the cake for what we expect with these interest rates going forward. Okay, so we are less than a minute before the bell rings, so let's go ahead and see what's going to happen. Let me get everything set, and man, this is gonna be a crazy day, guys. Gonna be a crazy, crazy day. All right, so we got about 30 seconds or so before the market is going to explode up or down one way or another, right? All right, we got 15 seconds, guys. 15 seconds until the market opens. I'm expecting some sort of movement either direction. I don't really expect it to really remain flat, but that's just me. So let's see what happens. All right, so the market is open, guys. The Bulls and the Bears are fighting for position. Who's going to win today? Are we going to end green or red? So right now, you can see the battle is taking place on this 5-minute chart. So if we zoom this thing in to the 1-minute chart, this gives us a little bit better knowledge on what's really going on here. So right now, we're ultimately flat. Flat right now. Looks like we're moving to the downside a little bit more than the upside. Okay, the SPY's not really doing much. Come on, we want to see you do something. Either go up or down. Doesn't matter right now. Give us some sort of movement, up or down. So it looks like we're still flat. There's a tug of war going on right now. Now, I know a lot of people expected this thing to explode one way or the other. I was one of those people. Right now, we're still flat. All right, let's see what the NASDAQ is doing. NASDAQ, same thing, flat, not doing anything. Come on, go one direction or the other. It looks like silver is actually up 5%. So if you are into silver at all, silver is up 5%. Right now, really no movement from the SPY or the Qs. So let's see what SoFi is doing. SoFi is up 0.62%, which, hey, we'll take that. Palantir, okay, has gone down. Why? I don't know. I don't get that. But we talked about the floor being about $110 for Palantir. But look at that explosive move for Palantir to the upside. This thing was down about 1%. Now this thing was up positive for a second. Look at this movement. Okay, so let's go back to the Qs and see what's going on here. Still flat there. Nvidia. So this is part of the problem with the indices, right? So you got the S&P being flat, you got Nasdaq being flat, and so this is one of the reasons why you can see Nvidia is going down, and so let's see if Alphabet is going up. So yeah, Google is pretty flat. So that is kind of what's going on here. We're still battling for positioning. Nvidia looks like it's getting some buying activity going on right now on a 1 minute chart. Let's zoom this thing out to a 5 minute chart perspective. Yeah, that thing does not look good on that 5 minute chart. So yeah, ultimately for Nvidia, we want to see if we can stay above 185, and we're doing okay right now. So we want to stay above 185.79 is where we're looking at right now. Okay. So let's check out the SPY. The SPY is positive right now. We're up to 0.12%, which is better than we were. So at one point, you can see we were down to 678.55. 678.55. Now we're up to 682. So that's a positive sign. Now, in this particular market, anything can happen at any given time for any given reason, right? So things we want to avoid, we want to avoid anything political. We want to avoid anything that talks about war or the threat of war. We want to stay away from anything tariff related. Anything tariff related can derail the momentum right back to the downside. So overall, right now, things are looking to be pretty flat when we look at things from an overall perspective. But when we look at things from what's happened this morning, it's positive, right? It's positive. See what's going on with SoFi. SoFi with a massive move to the upside. So we're up